Greetings, Aries, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading. So Aries, we are going to be looking into the energies, what is coming towards you, what are the energies playing out. This is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for you. Take what does and leave out what doesn't, okay? For cross watchers as well, watching for a very special or significant Aries in your life, feel free to reverse the characters here in this reading depending on your given situation, so the roles can be vice versa. Thank you so much for all your support, and without any further delay, Aries, let's get into your reading. Spirit angels, what does Aries need to know? What is coming towards Aries? Or what are the energies playing out for Aries? Alright, so starting this reading is the Hierophant. This is Taurus energy. 5 is also a number of change and shifts. So it's going to be a lot of shift and a lot of change. This is for the better, of course. Aries, the Hierophant, signifies expansion and growth. This can also mean getting things back on track, okay? If you may have in the past few weeks or a couple of months, may have been trying to get something organized, may have been trying to learn something as well, the Hierophant can mean that things are going to start to fall in place. The changes that you may have started in the past couple of months or weeks leading up to this point, you're going to start to see them really grow, start to manifest. Now, the Hierophant here is shown as a raven or a crow, okay? And the Hierophant is holding a key. Sometimes this can indicate that there's a person around you who seems to be offering some kind of advice or guidance, or even is somebody that can stand as a mentor in your life. And so I feel like this person believes they hold the key, and they're here to offer you, like, share some kind of knowledge and wisdom. Or I'm also hearing the phrase sharing a secret. It's as if you're going to be privy to some kind of important matter, which this person doesn't usually share to the public or share to, to everyone around them. But it's like they are entrusting you with something, okay? Now, this may be at work. For some of you, it could be your person, your partner. If there's a special connection or relationship, I may be connecting with an Aries who I feel like is dealing with someone who took a long time to really come out of their shell. And so this could be a big change where somebody finally is going to open up. Whatever they've been trying to control, whatever they've been trying to suppress, I just am getting that they're ready to let their guards down here and really talk about this. And it feels like I'm getting the energy of a very sensitive topic or sensitive issue, which I feel like with the Hierophant, because this to me comes across as someone very spiritual, someone that may have experienced a lot. So it could be that I'm connecting with an Aries who's dealing with a person who I feel they're kind and nice to everybody, but not necessarily trusting everybody. And so now they're entrusting you with this, Aries, okay? They feel like they're very confident that whatever they're going to give here, whatever they're going to share, that this is a safe space. You are someone that they can really, really trust, is what I'm picking up, okay? Now, this can very well be a dynamic as well where there's the foundation of trust. Also, higher level of commitment, I feel like. So somebody's entrusting you with something. So again, this may or may not resonate for you, Aries, but we have the 9 of Cups. So 9 of Cups here, 9 is to me a number of, personal power. It's a number of independence. It's a number of, as well, near to some kind of completion, okay? So in this reading, the 9 of Cups can signify that somebody is giving themselves what the other person wants, okay? Like there's a desire that is being manifested here, wishes and hopes. So it almost feels like you're wishing and hoping for something here, Aries, in the past. And now it's finally manifesting, right? Something may have prevented a connection or may have prevented someone, but now it seems like they're open. What I'm getting is that there was a block energy that's now starting to have some sense of movement, okay? Hence, it gives a feeling of satisfaction. It gives a feeling of wishes are coming true, desires are manifesting. It then gives a feeling of romantic fulfillment as well. So it could be that you are going to finally take, for example, this could be someone finally revealing their genuine and true feelings for you if they've been holding back. or this could also be entrusting their heart to you, Aries. It's also what I'm seeing here. Now, again, the roles can be vice versa. I may be talking to a cross watcher here. You could be dealing with an Aries who's finally opening up, somebody who's ready to commit themselves, someone who feels like they can trust you, okay? And it's not so easy for them to do so. They can be nice and kind towards others, but not necessarily place the highest level of trust, okay? So we have the Daughter of Cups. Some of you could be dealing with a water sign, but this is going to be like an emotional charge period as well. We are going in Cancer season, so I just feel like you're dealing with someone who often can be seen as not really expressing their emotions, and they can really have some struggle in really coming out of their shell, especially when faced with very free-spirited people, Aries, okay? Quite shy energy as well with Daughter of Cups. They're not shy when dealing with important matters. I just am getting in the realms of emotions. They're like this Daughter of Cups or Page energy, okay? It almost feels like there's a sensitive, I keep getting sensitive, I keep getting something that needs to be protected. It's like they can become very vulnerable, Aries, and so this needs to be handled with a lot of care. So it's like, you know, this person, when it comes to emotions, they can be quite, like you need to be extra careful with them when handling their emotions, okay? I do want to say that this could also be coming across as a parent and child dynamic if this is not romantic at all. It might be that there is something you're going to say towards a younger person. There's something that you're going to entrust them with. All right. But it's like you're going to be careful, Aries, how you're going to talk to them, how you're going to approach them. You know, this could be a sensitive issue as well. Okay. This is a completely different message from what I was saying earlier. But I do want to say that if this is romantic, then this person is finally getting in touch with their feelings. Okay. Which could be something like sort of a struggle. It was sort of a struggle in the past, and this could be an unexpected change. Finally, somebody's regaining their strength. You could even say that somebody may have been isolated for some time and suddenly they want to reconnect. This could be somebody who's going to call you or reach out to you, Aries, and say, hey, I want to talk. There's something important that I want to share. All right. If they may have retreated in the past, I'm also getting that this is someone who's not comfortable with confrontation. Is something that they've been avoiding. Okay, so finally they're going to face you or face this head on and learn to trust themselves. Learn to like let loose a little bit here. Okay, I'm getting that this is something that's very hard. You know, the Hierophant sometimes comes across as a very controlled energy or someone quite rigid. They're very fixed to what they already know, their ways. Okay, and this is not their typical energy, Aries, but something tells me that whatever they've been hiding, their feelings, whatever they've been concealing. So there's a different aspect of themselves that is showing here. They can no longer suppress, okay? I do want to say as well that you could be the free-spirited one in this dynamic, in this relationship. Again, if this is romantic, I do want to say that you could be the free-spirited type, and they're the one who's so uptight, Aries, and finally they're letting loose here. They're letting their guards down in a very beautiful way. The Hierophant and the Daughter of Cups. But you also have like this desire to protect this person. I keep getting that. Okay. Let's see. We have the Tower. Wow. So what did they say about changes, about shifts? And changes, don't get me wrong, can be quite uncomfortable. But we all know that with the Tower, there's always a good reason for this. There's always going to be that promise of rebuilding. Okay. What it feels like here, you know, is like something needs to come down in order for the truth to come out. Like there's a shaking of the foundation. It's a jolt, okay? But the aftermath of that jolt is the truth. I'm wondering here if this could be like some kind of a dramatic truth revealed and exposed. Like I also feel like the lightning here can be a symbolism of epiphanies, realizations that, like you said, lead to rebuilding. This may be a completely different message, but I'm getting that I'm connecting with some of my Aries here who may not be expecting this dramatic truth being revealed or exposed by this person. What I'm picking up is that the Tower of Self here, which can be seen as pride and ego as well, or restrictions in inhibitions or doubts that they may have is finally cracking, is finally coming down, in a very sense of, they need to let those guards down in order for the truth to be revealed. And like you said, this is a lesson. Sometimes the Tower can be seen as a lesson of humility, right? It could be that they were so high up in their pride in the beginning. Somebody was too prideful to admit something. Somebody was so afraid. Okay, but then there's been this dramatic truth, or there will be, but it's going to lead to rebuilding and reconstruction. So I feel like Aries, this may very well be someone you may have had some sort of conflict in the recent past. Okay, but it's like finally I'm seeing an image of somebody getting down to their knees and realizing I can no longer be prideful about this. I just have to reveal something to Aries. Be honest, no sugarcoating. I feel like somebody may have had or may be having some kind of a realization, an eye-opening realization about your connection. It's a dramatic revelation here, Aries. They're finally going to admit their real feelings here after holding it for so long, okay? Something has been brewing, something has been but been bottled for so long, okay? That they can no longer contain it. And this to me appears like a lesson of humility, lesson about honesty. It's a sudden change as well. It's going to shake them to their core, Aries, because like I said, this is not your typical self. It could be what's typical for this person is that they keep things in. Like they don't really want to appear a certain type of way, but by admitting something here. I hope that's making sense, Aries. Let's see. You could be dealing with a Capricorn because I saw the Devil card at the bottom of the deck as well. But there's a big change that needs to manifest, and I feel this person knows it. This person can already feel it. For some of you, could also sensing and feeling like some kind of conversation, dramatic revelation is bound to happen. You can sense it in the air, Aries, like some change are about to happen with this person, with your overall dynamic. Let's see what else is coming towards you. This could also be work related because forgive me, this usually happens. The Hierophant can symbolize a boss, a person of authority, somebody that people look up to, or somebody that, has all this sets of rules and regulations for people to follow. The Hierophant is a card that suggests conformity at the end of the day, and the prevailing, conformity is a prevailing impulse, is what I'm picking up. So it could be that some of you here, for my Aries, who may not be dealing with anything romantic at all, then could be about no longer conforming. Okay, it's like not being afraid to stand in your own truth, because the Tower means a new order. Something of the past needs to come down because it's clearly not working anymore. The truth has to be revealed. The truth needs to be exposed. And I feel like somebody's going to be humbled here, especially if you could have been in a situation where you felt suppressed or repressed in any other way, like there's some kind of stronger external force that may seem oppressive. And this leads to a successful sense of rebuilding here for you. But the first step can seem like a chaotic one, because some things need to be aired out, right? Truth has to be revealed. I don't know if this could be like realizing that someone is not a keeper, that they may have been, saying that they have good intentions to protect. They have good intentions to keep things in order, but in a way it's hurting others because, in a situation where people need to conform, there will always be aspect of ourselves that is different from others. Thus, we tend to suppress them. We tend to conceal. There might also be literally someone here who may have deceived or concealed the truth. There was a distortion of the truth. And so Tower is going to manifest. It's going to happen because the truth needs to come out. Okay. That's what I'm picking up. The Hierophant also means that there's an inclination towards group identification, right? Is the bondage to societal conventions or what society approves to be what's right, okay? But right doesn't necessarily mean what's right for others, doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth. And so the Tower is like somebody is going to have a lesson of humility and realize what's the truth about a situation. Now let's pull more cards out. I hope this lands, okay? If the messages do not resonate, it's okay. But I may be connecting with a group of Aries here who's going to stand in their truth. They're going to dispel the illusion or delusion, the false narratives here with the Hierophant, no longer conform to inclining towards a group. Like if there's a group of people here, Aries, where you feel like I no longer share the same beliefs, I no longer agree, I no longer, stand by some philosophies or some kind of concept that they're fighting for, this could be realizing that needs to go, that needs to change. That's no longer true for me, okay? This is no longer blindly just conforming. And it might be that for some of my Aries here, for some time, you known this to be the truth, whatever this Hierophant is giving you. And again, the Hierophant could be a group situation, a group or community of some sort that you try to conform. Let's see. Something is going to be revealed, like a powerful realization is going to dispel some kind of illusion here, and you're going to be free from the pressure to conform that may have caused some kind of stigma, so that you're going to be free to be your true selves and rebuild again, okay? Let's see. What else is coming towards Aries? Wow, those 4 cards already gave a lot of message, okay? The Sun card. So after the Tower comes the Sun. Wow, it's a beautiful, beautiful transformation. Of course, the theme of the Sun is about success, it's about glory, it's about attainment. It also talks about liberation. Like there's a sense of freedom from a former state of toil, right? And this could be a sign that negative forces will be clearing, okay? Now, I do want to say that in the case of the love relationship, romantic dynamic that I was speaking earlier, you could be dealing with somebody who is going to finally have the courage to, let it out in the open. Because the Sun card, I associate this as being public, being out in the open, having that confidence. So I'm getting that this person, if this was, let's say, a person you dealt with in the past, or some kind of ex or ex-friend, they felt like they lost something valuable to them, which could have been your friendship, which could have been your relationship. And so I feel like they delayed things a little bit here, or they felt confused what steps to take moving forward. But then it's only when they're starting to recognize their own feelings and start to get in tune with their real feelings and not be afraid to speak it out, will there be true sense of freedom, because I feel like this person was struggling. There was inner chaos with the Tower. And so the Sun is finally shining through. I'm getting a vision of the Sun finally coming through a dark room, okay? Finally, there's light at the end of the tunnel for this person, for you both as well, Aries. Like there's some kind of hope. There's hope to this. Not all is lost. Something can be rebuilt, okay? That's what I'm saying. Things cannot go back to how they were, but something can be rebuilt even better. For some of you, if this is work-related or what I was saying about leaving a group behind, standing in your own truth, then this can mean that there is no need to fear about what the future brings. Whatever you're leaving behind here, Aries, know that you're on your way towards more success and more glory. I feel like you're going to find a group of people as well, or even find your own power, start to recognize your own power. But this can also mean there's going to be success in what's coming, okay? What's coming for you is big, Aries. And so I don't want to say dwell on the past, because of course we all have our different pacings in moving forward and rebuilding. But it's like you have all this radiating talent. You're someone very magnetic. It's about picking that confidence back up and showing your talent to the world. The Sun card means, Aries, that you are going to likely gain public's notice. Some kind of fame involved here, or being able to captivate respect or attention from other people by being yourself, being your true authentic self, and not having to conform to concepts, philosophies, and ideas of others that don't represent who you truly are. This can also mean that finally, if you're able to follow your own path, your true north here, Aries, all things are going to fall in place. There's going to be a better outcome than expected. Don't be afraid to start again and rebuild on something new if you feel like something is no longer authentic or doesn't feel right for you. But let me just pull one last card, then we're going to pull pull an animal spirit card, okay, or animal spirit medicine. So to end this reading, we have the Eight of Swords. I feel like there's a choice here, right? We can either choose to live in fear or live in the energy of love with the Sun card. Be happy. This is a choice, right? It's a pursuit. It's a choice. Somebody's going to realize their fear is not leading them anywhere. They have to face what they need to face. They need to face their fears head on. Okay, that's what I was saying earlier. And embrace change, because change may be uncomfortable, but it's what's going to give growth. Okay, somebody here may have been so afraid of how you're going to choose to respond, Aries, if they do admit something. And what did I say about admitting their feelings? The Lovers. They may have been afraid of letting something be known to you, but with the Sun card, I do feel like fear is not going to win this time, because the Tower means it can no longer be ignored. The more that they ignore, the stronger this feeling gets, okay? It's a feeling of being stuck as well. Like, this could be realizing that someone has the power to change their circumstances, that they have the power to indeed make some positive changes, okay, if they want a different outcome. So I feel like it's an overall positive one. It may be some dramatic revelation, but it's gonna ultimately lead to this Sun card, which can be seen as a card of making peace, restoring peace, vitality, happiness, and joy. Something is finally out in the open, no longer in the dark. Like, look at the contrasting colors over here, the Tower and the Sun card. But when it comes to, a group situation, I do want to say that this may be feeling afraid of leaving a sense of comfort zone or what was familiar, what you've been accustomed, what you've been used to. Sometimes the more that you fear something, the more that you need to do it, because it means it's leading you to your next lesson, Aries. I'm getting with Eight of Swords, it could also be that you're not a victim of the situation, that you have the power to change your circumstances. Believing that somebody holds the power over you is that belief is the problem in itself, okay? I feel like this may be freedom from a sense of oppression here. If there's a toxic group, or for some of you, toxic boss, whatever the case may be, this could be realizing I hold the power. I'm not bonded to this situation. I'm not a prisoner of this situation. Okay. I apologize. Something got in my throat. Well, this could be an indication that for some of you may not have been speaking about this for so long. And the Tower doesn't have to be something drastic, but this can mean not in the realms of the physical. It doesn't mean physical chaos, but more of spiritual and emotional, like something is changing in you. Powerful realizations. And so finally the chains are breaking, okay? You feel more and more powerful, Aries. So to end this reading, let me just pull an animal card from this deck. This is beautiful cards. I had this for a while, but haven't used them in a long time. What is the animal medicine for Aries? Wow, we have the tiger. I'm getting goosebumps. The tiger in this particular deck, okay, the tarot one, is symbolized by the High Priestess. And there's a crescent moon in the forehead of the tiger. I actually love the animal tiger here. This represents mysticism. This represents intuitive abilities. I'm also getting eyes on the prize, right? It could be that if this person that you're dealing with is coming towards you and about to reveal their secret, reveal their inner deep emotions and feelings, which they've been harboring or keeping, you're going to know if it's coming from a place of wanting to, I just feel like you're going to know, Aries. There's something you're going to intuitively know within you. If this is something worth rebuilding, if this is something worth giving a chance, okay? I do want to say your powers of discernment are going to be very, very sharp. You're going to be quick to know what the situation is. You're going to be able to read the energy of the room and energy of others, okay? Now, if this talks about a group situation, a group dynamic, then you see the smoke in the background of the tiger. Then this can mean coming out of a really chaotic situation, right? With a tower, there's fire, there's smoke, rather an uncomfortable ordeal. But you're coming out of this like the tiger, very graceful, very strong, very much eyes on the prize, no longer dealing in the past. This is already behind me. I'm now ready to move forward, stronger than ever. The tiger is very strong, coming across as very self-assured. Like there's a feeling of, I know who I am. I know my power. I know what I'm capable of. Wow. It's powerful energy. And also the upward triangle here is the chemical symbol for fire. And you are indeed fire sign, you know. It's like some of you are coming out of this tower moment, realizing the power that you hold, that you can literally make your world whatever you want it to be, Aries. Okay, you hold the power with a tiger. And you're being definitely guided by your guides here. You're being protected, divinely guided. So follow your intuition at all costs, okay? Something is bound to be revealed, like a lot of truths here that's going to lead to significant changes, okay? You're going to come out of these challenges stronger than ever. So that is what I'm picking up for your reading. Thank you so much for watching, Aries. Let me know if this resonated for you. Thank you so much for your support. I'm sending you love and light, and I'll see you in the next reading.